I'm getting money, you see me. Stack it up to the ceiling. If you're looking for me, you know just where to find me. I'm on a pod with TC, with TC. Oh, I'm on a pod with TC, with TC.
All right, welcome. This is Financial Literacy with TC. I'm your boy TC. Want to thank you guys for joining me as always. Another episode, Financial Literacy with TC. As you can see, we're here at Infinity Bar. Shout out to Titus and Ivy Morris. For those who don't know, every Tuesday we are here at Let's Talk About It Tuesday. And I want to make sure you guys can come check out Infinity Bar. Come hang out with us at 2612 Brownsville Road. We're in Carrick, correct? Carrick, yep. Carrick, PA. And just stop in, chill with us on Tuesdays. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then also, we want to let you guys to make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Financial Literacy with TC, like I say, is about having Black representation in financial spaces. And today's guest does an amazing job representing not only women, but Black women in the space that she occupies. So before I introduce you guys to my guest today, let me just give you a little background about her. She is originally from New Orleans. She's been in Pittsburgh for a while now.
You can say New Orleans, but really just like Louisiana,
Baton Rouge,
Texas, the South. I call myself a Southern Belle.
Southern Belle. She's definitely unique from the standpoint. She is the owner of a title company called Keystone Closing Services.
I'm not an owner, but I own my business that I do.
Apologies. Thank you for the correction. Apologies. And she's also she's a graduate of Slippery Rock University, and also you have your master's from Chatham. Thank you. Yes. And for those who don't know, she is killing it when it comes to this real estate game. We're going to have conversations about homeowners and home buying. She's also a notary, so she's one of my peers in that field. And we're just going to talk about all the things she's accomplishing, and we're going to dive into a little bit of trying to just give some financial education when it comes to real estate, buying a home, and all those good things, because, you know, as we get closer to the election, these things and topics are going to be even more important. So with that being said, I want to introduce Reva Forrest. Reva, thank you for joining me.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah. So based on everything I've said and everything that you do, just how do you feel when it comes to, you know, just recapping what you're doing, how you've done it, where you've gotten this point in your life? Do you ever take time to like reflect on the things you've done and what you're accomplishing now?
Absolutely. I'm learning to take time for the things that I've done. But I do think the real estate industry is continuously evolving. So you're going to have to keep up with everything as it changes. You change, or you educate, you learn, you continue to learn, but you're also educating people. I'm educating investors all the time.
Right.
I just had a closing, and an investor was selling a property, and it turned into like a workshop as the buyers were signing. So I do feel that I'm always giving advice. It just happens.
Right.
It's like the platform is laid. So when they ask a question, that question turns into another question, turns into another question, turns into another question. So we end up talking for like an hour, or 30 minutes to an hour. And it's just me educating from what I know, from what I've learned, and what I've seen. It's all about making smart decisions. So if you're going to do it right.
Right.
You know, so.
No, and that's awesome, because as I was looking at just some of the, I won't say deals you've done, but just some of the closings, there's always a picture being taken with either first-time home buyers or people closing on a deal. And I've experienced that myself, so I have some understanding on how I felt. But generally, when you deal with your clients and things of that nature, and they go through the whole process, what are some of the things that they say to you, or what is that room like, or that emotion like, when they're, you know, getting a sign to hold up and you guys are smiling in front of the camera?
So nobody knows what you go through, what a buyer goes through to get to the closing table, but you, that buyer, and that agent, or all the parties involved. So there's times where it's a struggle. Like it's like we're pushing, like it's the little details that matter, the little things that the lender can do to get them there. Sometimes they have all the credentials, but we may have to clear on the seller side, so it's actually like clearing all the liens and judgment, so nobody really knows what you go through whenever you get to the table. And all closings are different. Like there are some that are just quiet. And I ask, are you happy? Like, are you excited that you're buying it? And usually the wife is like, oh, he's excited. He's just, a little quiet.
Right.
He's a little shy. And I was like, oh, okay. I hope we smile for the picture.
Right.
And then there are buyers who are just like so excited, they're crying.
Very
And
emotional,
even on the seller side, like they're selling maybe their parents' home, like it's an estate, or they grew up in that home.
Right.
Or just buying a home with their spouse who's no longer with them. It gets very emotional, and sometimes like you have to be that notary, you got to be that support person, you have to be the comforter, you have to be the person that makes jokes so that everybody smiles. You just got to be an all-in-one kind of person. So
for sure,
I do get a lot of thank you so much for helping us, thank you so much for explaining that to us. There's some buyers who are going crazy because the lenders are not explaining stuff correctly to them, or I'm not saying that they're not explaining correctly, but it's putting them in, like it's giving them high anxiety. Right. So when I speak with them over the phone, just try to calm them down, I get, oh my gosh, your voice is very soothing, thank you so much. And I'm just like, really? I think it's high pitched, but okay. But yeah, so I love being that person for people. I love being that trusted resource. I'm just here to do my job. Yes. Literally, it is what it is.
No, and honestly, what I love about that is just that like people gotta understand, and I always try to educate people on this with my background in banking, that a home is going to be your biggest purchase you'll probably make in your entire life. So there's a lot of emotion and there's a lot that goes into it. And then also when you talk about the process of closing, the process of closing, you don't understand how much goes into it, like you said. And I always try to let people know, like, the relationship you have with the lender, the title company, the agent, all that stuff is going to shape how it goes and then how the experience is. So the more you can relate and be,
and I tell buyers all the time, especially when they're looking for agents, like, be comfortable with your agent, be comfortable with the person you're choosing to assist you in purchasing your home, because they're going to know everything.
Right.
When I say you can't hide anything from us, you cannot hide anything. It's going to come out.
Right.
So that person that's with you for the ride of how longer it takes for you to find that house, however long it takes for us to go through clearing title and getting you to that closing table, they're going to be your best friend.
Right.
And then, a lot of agents have personal relationships with their clients, usually go back to them to sell the house and then buy another one. So it's that long-term relationship that you're building with the person that you call your agent.
Absolutely. And so a question I have for you is, you've been in the game for a while now.
Since 2016. I've been in the game since 2016,
right.
Which it's a really long time, but a lot of those years I was behind the scenes, so nobody knew who I was.
Gotcha. And that kind of leads me to my question, like, when did you feel comfortable in this field? Because, like, for instance, for me in banking, it took a full year before I actually felt confident that I can thrive at what I did. So, like, how did that progress for you?
So I just want to start and say, I never thought I was going to be in title and closings ever in my life. I knew when I was younger, I did think that I was going to wear suits and heels and stuff. I did see myself as that, but I never saw myself in title and closings. I was actually an accounting major in that field. So yeah. In 2021, I was working for a title. It's really an asset company. We did seller side, like foreclosure. So we were the seller's title company. Property preservation, so like keeping the properties cleaned up until they went to closing. I worked for a company like that, so I did post-closing disbursement. So we paid people, we worked with the lenders behind the scenes.
Right.
I got to a point where I was doing the same thing over and over and over, and I got bored because it's like the same thing. When your teeth messes up, you're finding an excuse.
Right.
It's like literally giving the same excuse a different way.
Right.
And I was like, there's more to this than just here.
Right.
So I was actually looking for jobs, and I was going to move back to Texas. I was literally looking to move home.
Right.
And Keystone called me. And when I say those, like, I went through that interview process so quick. It was like it was made for me.
Gotcha.
Now, yes, I knew title and closings. Like, I always wanted to work a file from start to finish. This position gives me that opportunity.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know community. I didn't know what it was like to go and find the business. I knew people in the business, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
I kind of just did it.
Gotcha.
So I started to meet people who were agents or who were also in the community, and then they were introducing me to other people. Is hence how I met you.
Yes.
So, Black Excellence, when I realized what it was, the tickets were already sold out. So I made it a point that last year I wasn't missing it. So, and when I went, I also brought a handful of agents who didn't know anything about it either, who were new to the community or who were new to being an agent, but also didn't know anything about it. Black Excellence, I think it's a great platform for all of us to meet together.
Right.
We may not all work together, but we are all still capable, and we all have resources that each one of us can receive from and give. So it's all about giving and receiving. We all have a community where if we need help, I can reach out to TC and say, hey, I have an investor who needs some resources. They're looking to get it started with real estate. Can you help them?
Right.
Like, it's just a phone call.
Absolutely.
Literally. So now that I kind of know what I'm doing,
right,
I want to be a resource for people. I want to be a resource where I can provide. I want to be able to provide information and also be able to be a point person so that people can do whatever they want to do. They can have access to anything and everybody. Since if I know them, you know them.
That's awesome. And so I will say shout out to Life Venture Squad. They're all phenomenal people. Mary, Hester, Tammy. And like you spoke about, so they just had the Black Excellence Gala. Sadly, I couldn't attend. I was livid.
I went,
but yeah.
And every time I go, there's always different people there, so it was great. And I got to meet people who I work with on a daily basis, and didn't even realize who they look like what they look like. It was just like mind-boggling to me. Like just to walk up to Alicia Majors and say, "Hey, Alicia, I'm Reva. So nice to meet you. Me and Farrah, we work with Keystone," and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I just had a deal with you."
Right.
Never knew. I thought she was a young person. I thought she was in her 20s. She is not. She's been in the game for years. Right. So shout out to you, Alicia.
Yep. And also, it's like every time I see the clips, the videos, shout out to Dorian. It's always a great time. It's always fun. It's always a vibe. I'm definitely not missing another one.
You got to get the tickets early, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
July is when I saw it, I bought it. I was like, okay, and I think they were sold out within 30 days.
Yep. So speaking of networking, you've done a great job of just navigating and starting to meet people. So this past Friday here at Infinity Bar was a real estate mixer. We both were there. I don't want to speak for you, but my experience was right out the gate. It was great to walk into the bar and see so many people who were interested in learning, and they didn't know who was all in the room, but just learning about real estate. Me, I was more having conversations with people about the financial sides and just how they can find investors or deal with lenders. And it was just so breathtaking to be able to walk. Like, as soon as I walked in, I'm having 2-3 conversations, and it was just fulfilling. Wanting to see our people in that space and having those conversations and just making it normalizing those type of things. And then obviously, for those who don't know, Reva is also bartender here at Infinity Bar. So she keeps us nice and she keeps us feeling very well. And so just what that night was like for you, I'm curious.
I I had a talk with Ivy and Titus, and every time we have the event, we feel like it gets better, but we're not so sure that it actually gets better. Or if we're just experiencing different atmospheres.
Right.
So this past Friday, we had Purpose One Realty. So the brokerage is actually in Maryland, but they have agents here in PA that are so. Bringing them in, we were actually able to expand our network in our community, because they still do. Some of them are still licensed here. They're licensed in West Virginia. They're licensed in Virginia. They're licensed in PA. So why not?
Right.
Why not experience those? And then one of the agents that I've worked with for quite some time now, she actually moved from a brokerage that, so an agent, Danielle, White Floyd, or Floyd White. Sorry, I butchered it. She actually worked at Coldwell Banker, where I met her, and she transitioned to Purpose One Realty. And when she did it, she called me and she said, "I just want to let you know I'm transitioning to a different brokerage." She goes, "You're going to always be my person." And they asked me too, "Who's your title company?" And I said, "You." And they said, "Well, don't you need a backup?" She goes, "Oh, no. Wherever I go, she go." So that's my road dog.
Yeah.
So we're cool. But we've built a relationship over the years. And I asked her, I said, "Well, would you mind hosting?" And she said, "Absolutely." She said, "If we can get it out early enough, the team will come." And lo and behold, Mia came. Yeah. Mia is the broker. And then come to find out, Mia still does business in PA, but she works with one of my coworkers. So I was like, "I'm not going to take you from Jen. That's my girl. You keep her." But I got Danielle. And then she has a new Danielle joining as well. So I was able to talk to her about working with her as well. So when I say it's enough to go around. Absolutely. And there's always moments and that we can network and we can expand ourselves. Right. Because you just never know who you're going to meet. You never know if they're going to need a referral. Like somebody's going to need a referral. You just never know. Right. So absolutely, that's where I'm at. But it was great. It was great. I'm still booking for November and December. So if you ever want to host, I'm starting for next year as well. Give me a call. Yes. Anything real estate. It doesn't matter.
And Infinity Bar is a lovely place to have it and host it. And it's going to continue to get better and better. And definitely, this is a great time for you to let people know how they can get in contact with you. All your information will be in the description at the bottom of the episode. But just
or y'all can email me or call me. Please check out the podcast. I don't want to say my number out loud, even though everybody out there already
even on
has
social media or just your tags on social
media. Yeah. I'm Reva K Forrest for Facebook. For Instagram, I think I'm Reva K. I don't know. I'm on her.
Don't worry. I'm gonna do her a solid. We gonna have it on the description.
You can text me 713-493-8709.
Yes.
So go ahead and text me.
We're gonna have that in there.
Get in contact and say you know why you're texting me. Yes. Say hello, please.
Yep. And with all that being said, y'all, this is Reva Forrest. She's one of the hottest title and closing services out there.
Trying to be.
And I'm giving her flowers, even though she want to be humble. But
thank you.
Definitely tap in with me on all my platforms: Financial Literacy with TC, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat. We'll definitely connect so that way you can learn how to, when you go through the home buying process, shop around for the title company you want to use. You don't have to go with the title company that the firms give you, for lack of a better word. You can actually find your own title company, and that makes the process so much more smoother and easier. So, Reva,
definitely quality over quality over quantity.
Yes,
quality. Remember that, quality, because just because you want cheap doesn't mean it's going to be the best.
Right.
Quality.
Yes, I love that.
Over quantity.
Ooh, she just created my reel.
I'm getting money, you see me. Stack it up to the ceiling. If you're looking for me, you know just where to find me. I'm on a pod with TC, Oh, I'm on a pod with TC, with TC.